Hi, everyone. It's Valerie with the US Canada portion of Meant to Be Well. And I have my incredible guest here with me today, Heather Grace Nelson. And she is the 14th speaker in this US Canada lineup for day one among all the other amazing speakers we've had. And I want to share with you more about Heather Grace. She's incredible. And she is joining us from California, United States. And Heather Grace Nelson is a passionate entrepreneur who champions self-care and a balanced lifestyle. After stepping away from the corporate world, she founded Heather Grace Skincare, where she personally formulates each product with a commitment to quality and wellness. Heather's journey exemplifies how dedication, hard work, and a focus on self-care can pave the way to personal fulfillment and success. So thank you so much for being with us today, Heather.
Valerie, thank you.
Oh,
I'm just honored. I'm beyond humble, and to be here with all these amazing speakers and teachers and wellness enthusiasts, it's a dream. So thank you for having me.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's a pleasure. So, Heather, I would love for you to share with us your journey of embracing natural beauty and building confidence, as well as starting your dream after turning 40, your dream skincare brand. I would love to hear more from you about all of this.
Yes. Oh gosh. Well, so my journey really began when I was little. When I was young, I was fascinated by the world of beauty and skincare and makeup and just, the whole, I was a girly girl basically, but I also was bullied as a child. I lacked a lot of self-confidence, and I was made fun of a lot for my skin, for freckles. I have a lot of freckles, and I was called freckle face, and all the names that kids call you. So it really affected me emotionally, and I didn't feel like I had a lot of inner beauty. So I withdrew into myself and just battled depression pretty much my whole life. And I actually had one girl in junior high. She disliked me and made fun of me so much, she actually picked a fight with me and banged my head against a brick wall. So, that obviously she got expelled from school, it was a big thing, but it was hard. It was hard to know that you look different. And, looking at it now, I mean, women are getting freckles tattooed on their face. So it's turned into, I'm blessed, and of course, I realize this a lot, earlier than now, but yeah, it's such a trip to see the different ways and time that beauty changes. So anyway, so I started wearing a lot of makeup in junior high, a ton. And I thought it would help by covering up all my freckles and maybe give me more self-confidence. And, it did for a little bit, but then I was made fun of for wearing too much makeup. So it's like, it was a cycle. But it also led to some skin issues because, putting that much makeup on your skin obviously can lead to issues, plus growing, puberty, just, it all. But in my 20s, I started really delving into the world of self-care and self-love and mental health. And even I'm 48 now, so even back in my 20s, it still had a lot of stigma attached to it. That word depression or mental health. It kind of meant there's something wrong with you. And I got onto antidepressants, and that helped a ton. But I also started reading self-help books and doing things that made me feel good inside. So I ended up in a career of HR management, human resources, which has nothing to do with what I'm doing now, but it was something that I excelled at, and I made some, decent money and was able to support myself. And, but I can recall times sitting in my office and just dreaming of a better life, life that where I make my own schedule, and I'm doing something to help others. I'm helping, with the change. So it was 11 years ago now, I left my career and I went back to school and studied cosmetic chemistry. I studied formulation or traditional formulation and natural formulation, because there is a difference. And then started whipping up some batches. And in 2017, Heather Grace Skincare was born, and I was 41 at the time. So it was never too late to start your dream life. But inner beauty, to me, inner beauty it's like your emotional intelligence compass. So have you ever met somebody and you just thought like they are just the most beautiful person, and oh, they're so awesome, and they start to talk and you realize like they're not that great. Maybe they're cocky, or this bad attitude, or they just really aren't good people. Doesn't it change your perception of how they look on the outside? So to me, inner beauty really reflects, and a lot of that has to do with mental health. Are you loving yourself? Are you taking time for yourself? Are you doing the things needed to help you succeed? And I put in the work to do that. And my goal is for other women and men, but since women mostly use my skincare, is to encourage them to look inside and to love who they are, to see their inner beauty so other people can see it on the outside.
I love that. I love that. And it shines through, like the inner beauty shines through when you are that confidence. Like, I just love the new definition that I discovered of confidence being to trust, and to trust yourself, and to allow yourself to shine through. And that's truly what other people see, and they see that beauty. And I love that you are promoting that, Heather. That's
Thank you.
So beautiful. We're saying beauty, beautiful a lot, but it truly is.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And you're such an inspiration. Tell us more about, like, if someone is struggling with just feeling like they're just not in the career that they're called to do in this life, or the thing that they're called to do, how can they just kind of like maybe overcome that fear? How did you overcome that fear?
It's a very valid fear, and overcoming it for me, I think, sometimes I still can't believe it. I still can't believe I did it. But, I guess you just have to weigh your heart. What is it going to be harder for you in the long run to stay in a career that you're not happy with, or to stay doing something that you're not happy with? Is that going to be something that you're going to be happy about later on in life when you look back? Or are you going to choose the hard to get out there and whatever it is that you're passionate about, learn everything you can about it, and practice and excel, and just get out there and do it. I mean, for me, I was very blessed to have family and support. So losing my paycheck every 2 weeks, it, didn't take a huge impact, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Even if I didn't have that, I would have probably gotten a part-time job, or just, stayed up later at night and studied. And so it can be done. The transition it's not easy, it's hard, but again, you choose your hard. I think for me personally, it was going to be harder in life to know I didn't follow my dream, and to know that I stayed somewhere where I wasn't happy. I don't know if that helps, but I think it's really important to think about those things, and weigh out the cons, the pros and cons, and what's going to be harder for you in the long run.
I think that's great advice. And I think that is so, like, just that choosing your heart, it's can be applicable to so much of life, right? Like, life is so many times not easy, but it doesn't mean that those hard things aren't worth it. And I think that's amazing that you had that confidence, you had that desire to say, you know what, I'm going to go for it. And that honest. And I think that you are just such an inspiration, because I think sometimes it's, I think it's easy for us to be our own worst critic, I think.
Oh yeah.
And some days are easier than others, and some hours are easier than others, but the more you practice that, I think the easier it becomes over time to
Right.
have that self-compassion, that self-grace, and the confidence.
And that word grace, it's funny. It's I say that all the time. You've got to show yourself grace. Yes, it's my middle name, but it's true. Give yourself grace. Let yourself fall. Pick yourself up. And every single moment, every second is a new moment, is a new opportunity to change, to do better. And sometimes that may just be starting one little habit, adding one little habit to your life. Doesn't have to be a big change, but and watch how your life starts to improve. There's a lot of talk about neuroplasticity and being able to actually rewire your brain. And I mean, it's so true. If I didn't stop and get out of the rut I was in and start thinking a different way and start doing things different within my life, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I see that. Choose your heart and follow your dream. I love that comment. That's exactly what I live by. But yeah, I was going to say something else, and now I lost my train of thought. And that happens at my age now.
Okay. Oh my gosh, me too. But yeah, you just let me know when it comes back. But I don't know if people can see it. I think they can, the butterflies on the screen. And I love that. And I've been actually looking at that all day. But as you're saying this, Heather, it reminds me of how you talk about grace. And I know you've talked about your grandmother before, Grace. And I would love for you to share that story. I have a grandmother story as well, but just the butterfly journey. And my grandmother reminds me of butterflies, because it's that butterfly migration of just, we aren't, it's not, our journey is not just our own. And the butterflies, the ones migrating back up north, they travel in generations. Like, it's not the same butterfly that completes the journey. And so it just reminds me of what you're saying. And I remember how you talked about your grandmother with that, which I think is beautiful as well.
Thank you. Yes. So my great-grandmother,
I'm sorry.
my great-grandmother, Grace, she was raising 7 children in the Depression era. And even though she was, had her hands full, she did everything she could to help people along the way, with food, with clothing, and anything she could do to help. And she was the epitome of grace. She showed everybody grace. And she was quirky. And I wish that I had more opportunities to see her. She died when I was really young, but my mom shares stories about her all the time. And I feel so honored and privileged to come from her and to share that name and what it means. Yes. I also, I created a scent called Grace. So it's in my body line. It's offered in my body line, and it is a blend of, it's a bouquet, it's a floral bouquet, but it's very rose forward. And that happened to be my great-grandmother's favorite flower and scent was rose. So I wanted to have a tribute. And so it is called Grace.
I love that. And can you tell us more about the products that you have? I mean, I just really, what I love about your products is the fact that you have this story behind it, this beautiful story, and it's embracing inner beauty. And I'd love for you to share with our listeners more about your platform. And I have the website as well in the show notes, but please tell us more about that.
Okay. So, I believe in both nature and science. And I believe that using natural products is wonderful for your skin. But I also believe that there are ingredients or chemicals, if you will, that are lab made, that are made to mimic your skin's natural barrier, and actually can be more effective than some 100% natural ingredients, if that makes sense. So my whole mission was to combine the two. So I do use some actives, such as like pumpkin enzymes, and I use MSM, which is methylsulfonomethane. It's an organic compound, and there have been scientific studies that shows that it actually can help produce collagen, promote it, but it also helps. This is the cool thing. It can help the other ingredients go deeper into your skin. So they're not just sitting right on top. So it actually helps with the efficacy of all the other ingredients as well. So that was kind of, what I wanted to do is make sure that I had that natural element, but got that science in there so it's effective, and not just, fluff. Yes. But you're actually getting some benefit from it. So yeah, I do have a line for the face and a line for body. I have a couple cleansers, and all the ingredients that I use are super gentle. So even if you have super sensitive skin, it should be very okay for your skin.
So. That's awesome. I love what Gretchen says down there. I love your product so much. It feels like I'm putting love onto my body. Yes.
Thank you, Gretchen. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. I had the honor to also listen to her speech today and her episode, and man, Gretchen's just awesome.
Oh yes. I know you've been on her podcast as well, and sharing your story. And I think that with what we talked about earlier, bringing it back to with Dr. Fraser, who talks about bullying paradigm and all that, how it is something that this sticks with us. Like when kids can be cruel, they can be cruel, and how do we work with that? How do we work with bullying? With the schools, with adults, all of that. And I love how you're turning your childhood experience into good and to helping others and to lift people up. I think that's beautiful. And you're like, I think it's a testament to how incredible we can take these hard experiences and do so good with it.
Right. If I wouldn't have gone through any of those hard times, I wouldn't be who I am. I mean, every moment shapes you, and it's what you do with it. And, we go back to mental health, and I am beyond excited and happy to see that it is talked about more and it is accepted. A few years ago, I went through a really, really deep depression, and I think the cause of that was more just things are changing. I'm getting older, I'm starting perimenopause, and so my hormones are changing. But it was really bad. It was like, a couple months where I didn't want to get out of bed. And I remember talking to my doctor and asking him, like, can't you just do a scan of my brain and see where or what neurons aren't firing right, or what is going on? And he said to me, that if the brain is it's so complex, and we all know that it's still a mystery. So no, you really can't. It's kind of like trying to chase a moving target, so essentially I got through that, but I found the things that really helped me are exercise. That's huge, by the way, and taking time for self-reflection. But yeah, our brains are insane. And I don't know, like, if it'll ever truly be able to be, mapped out, because everything's changing. Like I said before, with the neuroplasticity, you can rewire your brain. And I think that that's incredible. I don't know enough about it to, have a full conversation. But I definitely am interested in learning more about it and doing some research.
Me too. I think it's just incredible. I love it. And I love just the growth mindset, right? Like, not yet. That's always what I feel like I'm saying all the time, is if I'm struggling with whatever moment it is, it's not yet. And then it's just, I think these topics are so important. I love how you are addressing the mental health component with your products as well, that natural beauty. I think it's so It's beautiful. And I think to all the women out there and the men that, or anyone who struggles with that, with feeling like they are not enough, not beautiful, like we are all beautiful. We are all
We
beautiful.
are. Yeah, we are. We really are.
I love how you do that, Heather. Like every time Heather and I talk, either with, via text or email, we start out with "Hello, beautiful friend."
Hello, beautiful friend. Yes, I
I
love that. I mean, we're all beautiful.
we are.
But yes, so tying it all in with my skincare, and I had mentioned this to you before, but it's important to note that skincare, taking care of your skin, it should not be a chore. Reframe the way you think about it. I talk to I talk to a lot of women, and some of them are like, "No, I don't wash my face at night," and it's like, oh, but it shouldn't be a chore. It should be a self-care act and something that you enjoy doing. I've been working on it for a very long time, but I really want to work on a book, a self-care book, but something that ties in doing the self-care acts like washing your face at night, learning how to massage your skin, learning how to take not just your face, your whole body. Our skin is our largest organ, and it's responsible for so much. We should be really taking care of it. So, but including some mental health elements into it, and just having it be a journey to see how you go from like point A to point B. So when how you are when you start, and how you feel when at the end of it. And I'm still working on. I'm thinking about it being like a 30-day journey just to start, and then going from there, because it takes about that long to create a habit. But I really want that to be an element of when people think of Heather Grace skincare, it's more than just a line of products. It's a lifestyle, and it is a way to love yourself.
Oh, yes, love that. Love it. Now, Heather, as we wrap up here, I would love for you to share where we can find you. I've been putting it in the chat and on the screen, but just let us know like where your platform is, where we can find your incredible products, and anything else you'd like to leave with us before we go.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, yes, heathergraceskincare.com is my website. And I have a link on there. You can join to be my VIP and get signed up for all the latest news. I share every week. I try to share a like self-care tip, obviously product tip, some behind the scenes. So there's that. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. However, I am terrible. All these apps. I'm like, okay, so I got to keep up with this one and that one, and this one ties to this. But I don't know. I'm still old school. So Instagram, Facebook, email, or website.
Nice.
That's it. And I do respond. If you send me an email, I respond within 24 hours. And I am a big advocate of making sure you love your products. So I am always happy to work on sending samples out to people if they want to try it. I just ask maybe covering the shipping costs, but I really want everybody to at least try it and fall in love with it, because everyone who tries it does love it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Seriously. I love it.
Thank you.
Every day, like you're saying, I love doing my face now. I love the routine, which I didn't before. I was definitely one of those people that I'm like, I don't know how to do it. I don't like doing it, but now I love the routine. So yes, absolutely.
You can always call me if you struggle with it. I'll be like, come on, Valerie, you can do it.
Yes.
I'll be your cheerleader.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. And I want to, again, just say thank you, beautiful friend. Thank you, beautiful friends, for watching us and for either in the live or the replay. Remember that you are beautiful and that you are enough. And thank you again, Heather.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.